Ah yes, damaged cars. Everybody always likes damaged cars. I don't know why. I mean, even Damage the King is kind of rare to get hold of. But anyways, we're not going to be focusing on Damage the King for today's video. We'll be focusing on Race Damadge Mood Springs. This could end up being my most watched video on YouTube. Who knows, it could or it could not. Might have to wait and see on that. But yeah, anyways, today's review, of course, is going to be on Race Damadge Mood Springs. So, let's start off the review. Of course, he was first released in the Final Lap collection way back in the day of 2010 when Cars was at its peak and had its best year released ever, like with the haulers, the pit crew teams, the racers. Of course, the Final Lap series included 40 new characters. So there was only 40 new cars like Muddy Lightning McQueen. None of them were duplicates. And of course, we also had the lenticular line that year too. So yeah, of course, I do have a Race Damadge Mood Springs in the package, which is like extremely rare to get hold of. It's like £300 in the package right now, and it's just like gone up in price, and it could even be £500 within a few years too. So of course, Race Damadge Mood Springs was 144 in this line. As we can see, the marvellous, spectacular car in the background here. Of course, pretty cool. His artwork was just phenomenal as well. I mean, that artwork is spot on. Congratulations, Mattel. Of course, like I did say at the beginning, he was in the Final Lap series. Of course, there is the Cars logo. On the back of the package, nothing special, just says a bunch of new releases like Skip, Polly, of course, Wet Lightning McQueen, J Limo, Donna Pitt, and of course, Race Damadge Mood Springs. Of course, he was made in China. So yeah, that is the package review. And I'm wondering why it's in a protector's case is because there's not that many protector's cases for cars out there. I mean, there is this one seller on eBay that did used to make them, and it just protects the card. So when I come to sell it, I can sell it for that bit more because it comes with the collector's card. Protector's card, not collector's card. What am I talking about? But I'll be right back, lower down, with Race Damadge Mood Springs. Literally one of the best scenes in Cars right here. I mean, you just gotta love it. Anyways, of course, if you did not know where Race Damadge Mood Springs was seen, I will add a quick image. It's kind of obvious. We all love him. And yes, of course, I do have an opened one. But not only do I have an opened one, I have an opened error one, which I will get into later on. Maybe you can spot the error right here, right now. I'll give you 3 seconds. Yep, maybe you can let me know in the comments below. But yeah, of course, now we'll take a look at Chuck Armstrong, which is the Mood Springs racer. So here is the regular diecast. Of course, we'll take a close look at the Race Damadge Mood Springs first. So yeah, as you can see, he is highly detailed with his expression. Of course, his mouth facing to the left. I had to check that then. Of course, the 33 is all damaged up. Of course, the moustache here. On the hood, the Mood Springs logo is covered in scratches and paint marks and everything else. Of course, he's got one eye open and one eye closed as if he can't see. On the top, we've got the 33 representing the springs. Of course, one of the best decals out there. Pretty cool. Got the dirt all over the top. Of course, Mood Springs again at the back here, all in this covered detailing. And of course, on the side here, we've got his sponsors all mashed up. You could just about see like a few like Vitaline, Nose Stool, maybe the Piston Cup up there. Pretty cool. And of course, clutch aid down there. The springs again, of course, all crushed up. Light year rims, exhaust pipe. Can't even see the fuel cap anymore because the dents are crossed all over him. Here is the back. Mood Springs logo there. Of course, you can tell that he is a bit crooked. And here is the other side, which I don't usually show on other cars because usually they're the same, but this one it's different because he is not dented in, as you can clearly see. So you gotta love it. Of course, you can see how the axle is way much higher on the Mood Springs car. Reminds me of One-Eyed Mater, where the Mater you have to balance it on one side. Here is the base. Back when China was releasing cars, of course this one has a code. Now, back to my other Race Damadge Mood Springs before I compare it to Chuck Armstrong. Did you guys notice the error? Yep, mine's missing the light year rim on one of the cars, so does up the price a little bit. Maybe by an extra like £30 to £40 because of how rare this car is. So as you can see, just can't believe I've actually got 3 of him. It's just like, I do want a 4th one. Actually, I do think I have a 4th one, but it's in the loft. There's a few cars I have in the loft, if you did not know. But yeah, nothing different there. Oh, and this one does not have a base code either. So maybe it's a prototype. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so here now we'll take a look at Chuck Armstrong. Of course, the major differences is that the rims are a different colour, as you can clearly see. Don't know why Mattel decided to mess that one up. But yeah, here's Chuck. You can see the springs. It does look like he has a different model when it's like completely mixed up. It looks like he has the Dud Futterman model from this angle, but oh, careful about that when it's like completely together. Of course, pretty cool diecast. I do also have a Thailand Chuck, just because my love for Mood Springs. One day we could get a Cars 3 Damage like McQueen. Who knows? Of course, here's Ed Trunken compared to Chuck Armstrong. Pretty cool. And of course, here is Dud. Of course, we can recreate that scene with tow trucks on where it says, "Don't take me out, Tub. I could still race." Like that. Like really slow. My one doesn't seem to want to stay on Tom, but oh well. Of course, he also did receive a hauler, which is pretty cool. Love Mood Springs an awful lot. Of course, mine has so much dust on it. It's been in the shelf for like, what? Up there for like, I don't know, how long now? Almost a year without being moved. So yeah. Of course, that does end this review on Race Damadge Mood Springs. Of course, if you're a Mood Springs fan, let me know in the comments below. Of course, might end up forgetting to add the picture of Race Damadge Mood Springs. But who knows? We'll put him in the background. Of course, like earlier, I did show the Damage the King. Coming up to like a 10-minute video, so this is one of my longest videos on my channel. So if you like Race Damadge Mood Springs, of course, please make sure you leave a like, because this video is just amazing. Of course, we've got Chuck here. Of course, pretty cool. Anyways, if you're new, please make sure you leave a like. Dislike if you dislike, subscribe if you're new. Hit that bell notification button down below. To the next one, bye guys.